Hello everyone, welcome to Chef Salim's cooking channel. In today's video I will show you how to make the most delicious and juicy Turkish Shish Kofte kebabs, cooked in the oven. This recipe can also be made on the grill, in a pan or on a barbecue, but here I'll demonstrate how to achieve perfection in the oven. For making approximately 75 Shish Kofte kebabs, which is about 3 trays of 25 skewers, you'll need meat and fat, 5 kilograms or 11 pounds of lamb meat. Make sure to use fresh and well-rested lamb. Slightly frozen meat is ideal because it helps achieve a finer and more consistent grind in the meat grinder. 1 kilogram or 2.2 pounds of sheeptail fat. This fat is crucial for keeping the kofte juicy and tender. It adds flavor and moisture to the kebabs. If you cannot find sheeptail fat, you can substitute it with lamb fat or even beef fat, but sheeptail fat is traditional and provides the best texture and flavor. Vegetables, 2 large onions. Onions are a key ingredient for adding moisture and a subtle sweetness to the kofte. Grate or finely chop them. 4 cloves of garlic. Garlic is essential for adding an aromatic and flavorful kick to the kebabs. Mince the garlic finely. 2 large green bell peppers. These peppers add freshness and a mild, slight spice to the mix. 2 large red bell peppers. Red peppers are sweet and add vibrant color to the mixture. 1 large yellow bell pepper. This is optional, but highly recommended for an extra splash of color and a sweet, non-spicy taste. Other ingredients: semolina, 100 grams or half a cup. Semolina binds the ingredients together and helps create a soft, moist texture in the kebabs. Salt, 60 grams or 4 tablespoons. Salt is essential for enhancing the flavors in the meat and seasoning the kebabs properly. Red pepper flakes, 2 tablespoons. Adds a mild heat to the kofte. Black pepper, 1 teaspoon. Gives the kofte a sharp, peppery kick. Soda, 250 milliliters or 1 cup of drinkable soda. The soda helps tenderize the meat and makes the texture light and airy. This is especially useful when using semolina, as it helps prevent the kebabs from being too dense. Hot pepper paste, 2 tablespoons. This will add spice and flavor depth to the kebab mix. It's a key ingredient in Turkish kofte recipes. Tomato paste, 2 tablespoons. While not essential, tomato paste can add a subtle richness and depth of flavor. Start by preparing the meat and fat for grinding. Cut the lamb meat and sheeptail fat into small chunks that will fit in your meat grinder. Use fresh, high-quality lamb that is slightly chilled or semi-frozen for better texture. Lamb should be cut into pieces about 3 to 4 centimeters or 1 to 1.5 inches in size, and the fat should be diced into similarly small cubes. The fat is crucial for the richness and tenderness of the kofte. Using tail fat will ensure the kebabs remain juicy even when baked at high temperatures. Once the meat and fat are cut into the right size, it's time to grind them. Use a fine-holed plate in your meat grinder to achieve the best texture. Grind everything in a single pass. You don't need to double grind the meat. The meat should be finely ground but still retain some texture to hold the kebabs together. This process should yield a smooth but not overly mushy texture. If you don't have a meat grinder, you can use pre-ground lamb or have it ground at a butcher's shop, but freshly ground meat gives the best results. Now, let's prepare the vegetables and spices. Onions, peel and finely chop the onions or grate them. This will release their juice, which adds moisture to the kofte mixture. If you want an extra tender texture, you can finely grate the onions. Garlic, peel and finely mince the garlic cloves. Garlic is one of the key flavors in Turkish kofte, so don't skimp on it. Bell peppers. For the green and red peppers, slice them and then blend them in a food processor or finely chop them by hand. The green peppers can add a slight bitterness, while the red peppers will contribute sweetness. Yellow bell pepper. For additional color and a hint of sweetness, chop the yellow bell pepper and add it to the mixture. If you're making a more traditional version, you can skip the yellow pepper, but it's an excellent addition for visual appeal. After chopping the vegetables, it's important to squeeze out excess water from the peppers, as they release a lot of moisture during blending. If you skip this step, the kofte mixture can become too wet and difficult to shape. In a large mixing bowl, add the ground meat and fat mixture, then add the grated onion and minced garlic, the blended peppers, green, red and optional yellow, semolina, which will act as a binder and help absorb any excess moisture. salt, red pepper flakes, black pepper and hot pepper paste for flavoring. Now it's time to mix everything together. The key to perfect kofte is the kneading process. Use your hands to knead the mixture for about 10 minutes. This helps the flavors meld together and gives the kofte its characteristic smooth yet slightly firm texture. If you're using soda, add it during the kneading process. Soda helps break down the proteins in the meat, resulting in a softer, fluffier texture. If you're not using semolina, you can use a couple of beaten eggs as a binder instead of the soda. Once everything is well combined, taste the mixture and adjust the seasoning if necessary. The mixture should be flavorful, but not overly salty or spicy. Take 100 grams, about 3.5 ounces of the mixture for each kebab skewer. If you don't have a scale, use a standard scoop or measure by hand. You want each skewer to be the same size for even cooking. Wet your hands with water to prevent the mixture from sticking. Shape the mixture into a cylindrical form around the wooden skewer, compressing it firmly to ensure it sticks to the skewer during cooking. Place the shaped skewers on a parchment-lined baking tray. The skewers should be arranged in a single layer so that they cook evenly. Preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius, 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Place the tray in the oven and bake the koftes for about 15 minutes. For the best results, follow this method. Start by baking at a lower temperature of 120 degrees Celsius, 250 degrees Fahrenheit for the first 10 minutes. This ensures the kofte cook through evenly without drying out. Then increase the temperature to 200 degrees Celsius, 400 degrees Fahrenheit for the final 5 minutes. This will give the koftes a nice golden brown color on the outside without overcooking them. Keep in mind that high heat helps the koftes to retain their juices while cooking. However, if you bake them at very high temperatures from the beginning, the shape might distort. For a more uniform appearance, you can use the two-step baking method.